Life throws every single one of us a curveball. Different times, we don't expect it. And I had to recently redo my entire craft room quickly because I woke up one morning and I couldn't walk anymore. So you never know when something's going to happen, whether it's surgery, something happens that you can't, you can't get into your room for whatever reason, and we all need that calming space to share these memories. So let me show you what I've done with my craft room. This is just a general tour of my craft room, just a general all over look at how everything looks. It's nice, bright. It's easy for me to get into with my wheelchair, and I had to readjust my desk so that I could get in. I did have a lot of things tucked under that had to change. My closet, my husband was nice enough to put some shelves in there, and I have a lot of different like container drawers and stuff, and I have a lot of room to grow in there, so if I need it. Now, I have a video of how I organize my pictures digitally and printed. I have printed all of my photos, so I am still working on getting some of them sorted, especially my heritage photos. But I'll link those videos down below. I will also link down things like all the containers and that kind of thing. But if for some reason I've missed one, leave a comment down below and I'll be happy to find it and tag you for it. Tag it to you. Tag it. I'll get it to you. So anyway, let's continue. So this is my flower section. I have all my flowers. I have flower kits. I have just single flowers. When I have more than one, I did go ahead and I put it in envelopes. And what I did is I found like if I had 2 or 3 or whatever, I put it one way, and then on the other side, I would put another one so that when I pull it out, I can look and see how many I have. So if I'm doing a multi-page layout and I want to make sure that I have like at least 2 pages, I'm not looking down the entire thing to find another one to see if I have one. I'm not wasting time. So I just pull, and what I do is I have all of them, even my kits, when they fit, a lot of the Echo Park ones, that kind of thing. Have them in the 12 by 12 page protectors, and I spend a little bit extra on them because you have to make sure there's some that's going to be like 11.5 by 11.5 kind of, but then there's a couple that's like 12.5, and I get those to hold my collections, and I'll try to find those and tag them in there in the comments. So these are all my flowers, and I need to use those more, so I'm glad I put them all together. This is my flower notebook. Now, I needed to be able to find flowers, but I didn't want to look through a whole bunch of stuff. But I wanted a color, so I have pinks, yellow, blues, multicolors. I use a lot of photo sleeves or the baseball card holder, that kind of things in there. And I do have a 2.5 by 3.5 paper that I put in there so I can use both sides, so I'm saving space. And this is just one of the drawers, and it's got, I don't know what else to say except 3D flowers. I don't use them a lot, but when I do want them, I don't want to have to go look for them. The whole point of this whole craft room is for somebody to be able to find something to help me out with when I can't get around very easily. Up at the top, you see that I have all of my kids' pictures by family. So I have my youngest son, Paul, Christina, and Will. And the last one is things from my heritage that I still need to scan into the computer. Now, these are my collection. This is my collection notebook. And there's some of those flowers are so tender. I didn't want them to get messed up. Want the collection to stay together. So I use page protectors and stuff for that to keep them safe because they're so delicate. These are my collections, some of my favorite collections. We got Graphic 45, 49 in Market, and Simple Stories is all in this section. My favorite collections, and I don't want to lose them, and I need to use them more because favorite papers is not going to do anybody else any good. They're my favorites, not somebody else's. I also have these bags that I found at Hobby Lobby, and I'll try to tag them. You can find them anywhere, Amazon. This is 49 in Market, their newest collection that I had purchased. And when I do a layout with this, I actually leave my scraps in with those so I can find it to use them up. And this is my Simple Stories one that I have in one of the envelopes as well. Those envelopes are like maybe 99 cents a piece, something like that. They're not expensive. And this is my heritage one, anything I would use for any of my heritage photos. This is an animal section. Now, you pets going to the aquarium, that kind of thing. But I also use it for my 6x6 and my 8x8 papers, any of the stickers and things that I have to go with it, chipboard, and I put it in these containers like that. This is my animal notebook because I do have some stickers, like you find a dolphin or a butterfly or something on. I wanted to find it, so I have a notebook just specifically for all my animals. And then we have Halloween, and then we have fall. Now, this is a good example of how I fix these containers that I have. You see that it has some of the fall notebooks, the papers, the kits, the singles, everything that if I need to do for a fall layout specifically that I have is going to be in that fall. And then there's Christmas and winter that I have together. And again, there's the notebooks, there's chipboard in there, there is kits, single pages, just whatever that I think I'm going to need to do that. So somebody can just grab one things like this and bring it to me. Now this is my female section, and it can be anywhere from birth on. I have some stickers that I picked up that I intend to use for a certain person or whatever. My 8x8s, my 6x6, my paper and stuff that I think I would use for girls. Now, if I have something like choir, I'm going to put it in with the girls because they're the ones right now that's doing choir. But I know where to find them if one of the boys decide that they were going to do choir. So this is my female notebook. It can have anything from infant stuff to high heel shoes, first date, first car, that kind of thing. Anything for a female is in this. And I have another section later on with the males and a couple of extra little things in there. What I do is I sort my paper and my embellishments out the way I would use them, not by the way that they're labeled. So this one is my school, and again, it has 8x8 papers. It has, and it's what I think would be used for school. If I find a lined paper, I think I would use it for school. That's where it goes. It's not, I don't put it like in a kit if it looks like it's for school. That's why I would use it. I put my stickers, my paper, my 8x8, 6x6 papers. This is my school notebook. Sometimes you find some stickers on something else, or you have stickers left over and you don't want to put that whole thing in there. I have some stickers that are left over and I put in here. And it's so easy and quick just to grab they can grab the bin and the notebook and bring it to me, and I'm ready to do all kinds of school pictures. This one, this is my summer section. I have so many summer papers, but I love the colors in the summer section and collections. That's one of my favorite things. So those are the kits that are pulled together. And again, there's my 6x6 papers, my notebooks, my Echo Park sticker books, any stickers that I have, kits, single pages. And they're all, if they're single pages, they're not in kits. I mean, they're not in the page protectors. If there's more than one paper, they go in a page protector and then put in here so that I can find it. This one is my mail section. Now you see there's one about Grandpa. There's some Echo Park books, some 6x6 and 8x8 papers. There's some individual pages that I put together into the page protectors. And then in the back, I have my hero section because that's my firefighter, police, ambulance. My husband and my son-in-law both were firefighters. So I have those both in there, and I have a big layout I need to do for my husband. So I got several that I need to do for him. And then in the back is my military. Now, most of the ones I have is is males, heritage photos, my husband, my son, that kind of thing. But I recently knew where to pull it from because my daughter-in-law and I did a page on her. So to me, that was easy to know exactly where I keep them. This was my home and family. Now, this can be anywhere from home, kitchen, recipes, whatever. So this kit has anything to do with home and family. But it also has my some different collections for food. I have that in there because, that's where I think about, family get-togethers, family gatherings. But this is just two of those envelopes with two bigger kits in there that I have together, along with the scraps, because that's the way I keep them. Now, I did take a smaller notebook, and I did put my food, baking, kitchen, that kind of thing in there, because if I'm working with the recipe, they can bring me the notebook with the container with the paper in it, and bring me the small notebook, which I still need to label, and then I'd be able to work on recipes or whatever, so that you know, that helps me and them, because it's not what a frustrating thing of like, Mom, where's it at? Anyway, so this one here, this is my my iron-on. Now, I used to do a lot of t-shirts, and I still can, but I put these out here on the front because these are scraps of iron-on, and you can iron on paper. So if you're looking to do a title and it's got little tiny pieces, you can use iron-on with a tiny iron. I'll link some stuff down below. This kit here is my monthly one that I came up with, because you got things like Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter that you don't have a lot of stuff for. So I have a notebook that I have divided up, but like this one, this part here is an Easter section. And this Easter, I actually have one of the Easter Bunny die cuts that I put in there. I put stamps in here that, you know, like you have one for St. Patrick's Day. I put that in there. So I have this monthly, because it only takes 3, maybe 4 pages, and it's not enough to have its own notebook, but I also don't want it in a drawer somewhere where I forget to use it. Down at the bottom, I have my different color ones. It doesn't necessarily go to a kit. It's singles that I've picked up or whatever. Some of the ones are thin, but they're still usable. So I have, there, you see them that they're in the sheet protectors. If they're thicker paper, they may have just 2 of them. If they're thinner paper, you know, I put 2 or 3, and then I put them backs together so I can see on both sides what it is, again, saving space and materials. In the back here on this other side, we got reds, blues, greens, you know, that's, this whole section is, you know, pinks, that kind of thing. So that's what all of those colors there are. And again, it's just when I need an accent color to go with something, like a kit, and I need something to go with it, this is where I go. And then on the bottom shelf down here is where I have some more of my collections. The first section is going to be what I consider spring. There's a lot, I have several spring, and I may end up moving those over to the main area so that I can see them a little easier and a little better to get to, because I'm worried down here that might be out of mind. Unlike like if it was wedding or something like that, if I'm looking for it, I know where to find it. But spring, I may not think about going to it, so that's something I'm thinking about going to someplace else. I have an Easter section. This one here is a different frames that I would like to use. I haven't yet. It's on my list. And then there's my Easter one, and you see I have a chipboard that goes with that one, so I have that stuck in the page protector together. And then this is my space, because I do have a couple of grandbabies that, you know, love space. And that paper doesn't have to be space. It can be used as an accent for something else. So that's what those are. And over here on the end, we have my wood grain, anything to do with wood grain. And again, if I have more than one, I put it in the page protector together so that I can find it, know how many I have. So if I'm doing a 2-page layout, if I need more than one sheet, I know exactly how many I have. And then I have my my kits for the weddings, that kind of thing. So that is just kits, but not kits that I use a lot of, but things that you'll find in the monthly section. And I have a travel section there. Now on this one here is when I'm sitting, it's right here to the left. It's got my Cricut stuff on it. My Sizzix is right there. And those little drawers that I just pulled out, they are the $1.25 ones from the Dollar Tree. And I keep different shapes, the hearts, the octagons, you know, squares, rectangles, and I keep them in there. And this little notebook has anything to do with my flowers, whether it's my go-to stamps that I like, or the die cuts, and I have 2 notebooks there that I use for certain things. These drawers I will link below. This came for a desktop set, but then I bought the drawer separate, and it's just got a lot of little things like stuff for my Cricut Joy. It also has frames and some envelopes, some tags and things for journaling. That kind of thing is what's in those drawers. But underneath the drawers, you can see where that cutter is. I'm able to store stuff in there. These are the envelopes there that I have. That it's easy to come to, you know, tuck your journaling and that kind of thing in. And then the top one, which I need to fix that roll. I was just using it yesterday for labels, but it's all stuff with Cricut. This is my coffee pod holders that I use for my washi tape. They fit perfect in there. Now, this slides out from underneath my desk, and it's all my cardstock, but I got to where I had trouble seeing colors. So I have to do a different color. So I sorted them all out and put the like ones exactly the same in a 12 by 12 page protector, so that if I need them and I need 2 page layout, I know how many I have, because I couldn't tell if they were the same color. So I did that. This is one of the drawer, like a makeup drawer thing that just has a lot of little things that I use, my label, that kind of thing. And then I have like my whiteout pen, those are my highlighters, my pencil needle pens that I've made, my chalk pens, just different things for the Cricut and then Sharpies. That is all of my large scraps. If I keep them right there, then I'm able to use them, and I do use them. I don't keep them in a drawer someplace. I keep them right there in front of me so I can see them. Now this one is 6 by 6 and 8 by 8 and smaller scraps that I have that I can use for backs of my photos, journaling, tucking, cutting things with Sizzix, just, anything like that. This is just a small drawer that's got my Xyron sticker maker and my foam tape that's in there. And then the thing on top just has my tape rollers and stuff in there. My scissors are next to that. I did need more desktop because I needed to get rid of a couple of parts of my desk because I couldn't get into there with the wheelchair. So I had to shrink my desk down. So I needed to come up with the weight for my monitor. I also have a lot of vision trouble, so I need to be able to move that up close so I can see. These again are the $1.25. They just tuck right underneath there. Now this desk is a cheap little, like $125 desk that I picked up from Amazon. But I like the fact that it has this thing on the top, because it is the shelf on the top, because it does give me a lot of extra space. So I have a lot of different things like dots and that kind of thing in those little drawers. And that's my 2.5 by 3.5 papers that I use so that I can use both sides of the baseball card holders, and just different little scrap papers. This little container, I love this, and I ordered it. I thought it was going to be a little bigger because, well, it tells me what size it is, but my brain didn't comprehend it. But when it came in, it actually is super cute. It has all kinds of buttons and little things on there for my scrapbook. My favorite sign, you can't tell me what to do, you're not my grandbaby. And then this container here, when I'm working on something and I pull some things for a layout, if I have extra, I put it in there until I get ready to file it. And then my candle, it smells so good. Now on this other side over here, now these 3 containers are all ones that I picked up from Michael's, but because I needed more space and I needed to be able to get around in there, I needed to be able to conserve space, but I needed to have the stuff I needed right there. So what I did was I took the 2 drawers that were the same height, and then I laid out on the, horizontal, the thing on top. It usually sets up, but I laid it out so that I can still use the slots. And then my husband put it together, and he said, once I put this together, it may not be easy to come undone. I'm like, I don't care. It looks super cute this way. I wish I had thought about that years ago. So look at your furniture and see if there's something you can use to put together. This one here is like mini kits and stuff waiting for pictures. This one is ones when I find a picture and I start finding embellishments, I put it in these little containers. That way I can tell somebody, can you bring me a couple of those containers that I'm waiting to work on, and I can design them in Cricut Design Space. So that works great for me. And my printer is right there. I love this room. I always have. The drawers on the bottom, it just has some general pens and markers and stuff that I don't use very often, just general stuff. This is all my tools. Adhesive. If I'm looking for any kind of adhesive, it's right there. And that's just general office supply stuff, the stapler, that kind of thing. That's my grandbaby's homework drawer. This is all of my little wood pieces, wood veneer pieces, and different straighteners and rulers and all that kind of different thing. And my views out my window. I absolutely love this room. I love how bright it is. But let me give you a few tips on what to do when you have a lot of stuff and you need to go through it. You never know, because I was down for like maybe 2 years from a fall. We've all had surgery where we couldn't do anything, but we have so many memories we need to get. I mean, it's almost, to me, it feels like I have to get these done. If not, these memories are going to be left with me. They're going to be gone. Nobody's going to remember them. You know, they're going to see these pictures. They'll go up somebody's closet, and that's going to be it. So I feel like I need to get these done, and I cannot be the only one who feels that way. So here's what you do. You take some containers, 2 extra containers. One is for things you know you're not going to ever use. And one for things you haven't used, you're not sure you want to get rid of it. You might need it. I might use it one day. You put, when you go through your things, and it doesn't have to be all at one time. When you sit there and you start looking at paper and just like, you know what, I'm not sure I like this anymore. And you put it in the container to either get rid of or put someplace else. So when you've gone through a bunch of stuff and you get this container that's full, you put the lid on it and you put it somewhere. Not in your craft room, put it in your attic, put it in your basement, put it under your bed, whatever, you know, closet, something. And then a year, 6 months, you come across this container again, you're like, I haven't missed it in a year, I'm not going to. Donate. Donate the stuff that you don't want. I have donated things to the school, and it can be different things. It doesn't have to be just scrapbook stuff. It can be anything. I've had somebody recently contact me if I had any yarn to donate to the school, and I do, so I'm going to be donating some yarn, which is a different section of my house. I'm going to donate some yarn to the school because they have some projects they want to work on. I have donated paper and stickers and that kind of stuff to my local, what is it called? Assisted living place, because they do love doing a lot of different arts and crafts. Senior citizens also like that. Teachers, because they have to buy their own products a lot of the times. So different art classes and stuff, teachers would use a lot of this stuff. They use a lot of on their billboards for the kids to make projects with. So you can donate these things, get them out of your space, feel better about yourself because you're donating, helping somebody else out. Because you know there's certain things that you're never going to use. You're not going to, so don't kid yourself. Get rid of it. And if you need me to tell you to stop and just get rid of stuff, you feel free to text me anytime. I'll tell you, stop! Because, as we all know, life is short. And it feels like too short. And there's so many memories that are small. They seem small at the time. A kid riding a bike, walking a dog, just sitting there watching TV with the dog laying on them. I mean, it could be anything that just looks like a small, oh, that's a cute picture, I'll send that to grandma or something. And you take it, and you have no idea when that is going to become big memory, not just a little memory. So get your stuff together, guys. Get your stuff together and let's get these memories shared. Get those memories shared before you're not able to share those memories anymore. If you have any questions, leave it down below, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, everybody.